It's 10 p.m. It's Sunday. That must mean it's time for Top 10 Most Anticipated Comics of the Week. Hey comic book fans, welcome back to Comic Book Corner 2.0, and fans, you're back with me, Mike Spider Slayer, getting ready to bring you Spider Slayer's Top 10 Most Anticipated Comics of the Week, and this is for 11/21/18. That's right, fans. I want to thank all of you guys that actually tune in for the premiere every Sunday night at 10 p.m. Eastern Time, as we get this community that talks about the upcoming comics of the week. And if you watch this video later on, I appreciate it just as much. So before we get started, guys, just want some people to jump on here while watching. I just wanted to talk about, as usual, leagueofcomicgeeks.com. If you guys haven't checked it out, go ahead, check it out. Great site. That's how I create my pull list each week. And that's how some of the top comics are made from everyone else's pull lists. And really great site. You can follow other people. You can write reviews on there. Great stuff. It has all the variant covers. If you're looking for variants, you can even pull those variants if you like as well. So again, leagueofcomicgeeks.com. And then if you want to check out something else that I mentioned last week that people liked, was actually comicbookrealm.com, where that's another site where you can check out the value of your comics, whether they're very good, fine, fair, poor condition, good condition. You can get an idea of the value of the comic book, and it lists literally every comic, whether it's error, variant, whatever the case may be. It has it all there for you. Just keep in mind, again, a comic is only worth its true value on what you sell the comic for, okay? All right, so there you have it, comicbookrealm.com. Both of those sites are free, or you can go into the .coms, okay? All right, so now, here we go, on to the top 10 most anticipated. And the first book we're going to talk about is my On the Fence book of the week. And that On the Fence book, the one that I've been not enjoying as much as of late, and this is Mark Waid's Doctor Strange. This is issue 8. Now, the first, I want to say, 6 issues of this was really phenomenal. I loved Doctor Strange in space. I loved how he lost all his magic. I love how he tried to get it back. He developed this new relationship. It had a really great Infinity War tie-in involved in there too, with a stone and whatnot. So it was a really great series. And then as soon as he got back on Earth, I just find myself not as attached to it. And so now Stephen Strange, he has this new ability to where he can create his own arsenal, and he's going to actually need it in this issue because he has to, I guess, battle himself. So that seems intriguing to me, but it's been kind of losing me as late. So I'm going to see how this book actually goes, if I'm going to continue to pick it up or not. So that is my On the Fence book for the week. All right, so here we go. Coming in at number 10, and my most anticipated comic of the week goes to Web of Carnage. The Carnage is Born, issue 1. This is written by Donny Gates, and this book is $4.99 price point. I think it's 40 pages long. It actually looks quite interesting. The cover looks scary as hell. It's like something that you would expect out of like a horror movie. It's just creepy. And I love the way Donny Gates is actually writing Venom right now. So this has me very intrigued on how he'll do Carnage. And it's very interesting to see what happened after Venomized, right? That's kind of a thing that I'm trying to figure out. And how does Cletus Cassidy come into play, and all those other little things, okay? The reason why it's number 10 and not higher on the list is because Carnage series are kind of hit and misses, right? They can be either really good or really poor. Now, I had to make the list because I'm excited. I like Carnage, and again, I like Donny Gates. So I'm going to give it the benefit of the doubt on being in my top 10 this week. So there you have it, Carnage Born issue 1. All right, so coming in at number 9 this week goes to Astonishing X-Men issue 17. Price point of this book is $3.99, and unfortunately, it's the conclusion to this actual series, okay? And this is definitely disappointing. So, sorry, my computer just went out and I lost all my images to whatever happened. So, just bear with me here. So, Astonishing X-Men is the conclusion to the series. Overall, I liked it. I thought it was pretty good. It kind of fell off a little bit towards the end, but what made this book so well done is I liked Greg Land's artwork in this book, and I actually liked just the humor in here. Havoc is funny as hell. It's just this ragtag of X-Men characters, which I think is hysterical. And I just think it was a really good series. Now, again, by the time you get to the end of it, you wind up having, what's it called? The Reavers and the Sentinels and things like that. And you're kind of like, oh, where are you going with this? You know what I'm saying? But overall, it was, you know, it was a fun series. And probably the best series that I could say with all these X books. All right, so coming in at number 8 this week is Uncanny X-Men. This is issue 2. The price point of this book is $3.99. I couldn't put this any higher on the list because this is the second issue of the X-Men series, and when I actually record this video, it's actually before, right before, 2 days before X-Men issue 1 or Uncanny X-Men issue 1 comes out. So I haven't even read that book yet. So how can I actually put it higher on the list when I still haven't read issue 1? As much as I'm looking forward to number 1, I still haven't read it, so I don't know what it's like, so it can't be higher on the list. It does have Multiple Man on the cover. We'll see what happens with it actually going forward. So there you have it, Uncanny X-Men issue 2. All right, next. Number 7 on this week's list goes to Spider-Geddon issue 4. Once again, $3.99 price point. Last issue, issue 3, I had an issue with my problem with Spider-Geddon. Too many spiders. That's what I was afraid of. A lot of talking, a lot of standing around, little action, teleport here, teleport there, do our mission, done. Why can't the spiders just use their giant mech robot and step on the freaking inheritors and be done with it? Why can't you just blow up their shit and be done with it? The inheritors, they don't feel like much of a threat. They're too busy actually trying to revitalize their father. So that's what they're doing instead of killing the spiders. And it feels like the spiders are more of the ones attacking the inheritors here. So I don't feel like it's a great event because the villain is very lackluster. Now, the thing that gets me a little excited for this going forward is it feels like there's a traitor amongst the group, and that is like the Goblin, Norman Osborn Goblin Spider was talking with the Spider-Mans, the spider with 1,000 spiders, on about betraying the group or basically killing the 616 universe and trapping the inheritors in there. Now, I want to see how that causes mayhem amongst the group and how they get divided and things like that. That makes for a little twist, right? And something different that we didn't see in the first Spider-Verse. So we'll see how that turns out. That's what I'm looking forward to when it comes to Spider-Geddon. And we're going to move on to my number 6 most anticipated comic. And this goes to Nightwing issue 53. Price point is at $3.99. And the cool thing about Nightwing and now is that we have Nightwing, or Dick, or Rick, that's what he calls himself, Rick Grayson, is kind of on his own, and, you know, and now you have, you have this cop and his fellow detectives posing as the real Nightwing, and like they're wearing all his past costumes. That makes for an interesting journey there, and Rick is kind of like, huh? What's going on? And Rick or Dick or whoever I call him, he wants to take things in his own hands, you know, but he doesn't realize, I guess he was really Nightwing, or he doesn't want to be Nightwing. But I don't know, but it's these detectives posing as Nightwing because they found all his costumes and shit like that. So crazy stuff. I'm looking forward to it. The one thing that kind of got me in the last issue is the artwork was a little different, and I wasn't a fan of that. But the story it's quite interesting at this point. All right, so now we're moving on to my top 5 most anticipated comics of the week. And number 5 this week goes to Sideways issue 10. This is one of the few books on the comic markets that is still $2.99. And the good thing is Derek is back at home. And he's not in some other dimension with Santana and some other weird characters, dealing with weird Superman characters with Lois. It's a big brain and just winged Pegasus people and just another version of New 52 Superman. It is out there. It was like a Grant Morrison thing for me, right? And I think Grant Morrison was a guest writer for that annual. And it was just insane. So now he's back at home. He's dealing with the ramifications that he wasn't there for his mom's funeral. And his dad wants nothing to do with him. He's basically shunned out. And that's what's going to be about. That's what's going to happen in this issue. And that's when Sideways is the best. When he's at home, dealing with real life situations and trying to be the superhero at home. For me, it just doesn't work when he's in this elsewhere shit. I just didn't like it. And that's what I was afraid of when the series first come out. How much is he going to be at home, and how much is he going to be out there, way out there in cosmic space? So I'm happy now that they bring him back home and bring him to his supporting cast, and it's back to the Sideways that I enjoyed. All right, so moving on now to my number 4 most anticipated comic of the week, and that goes to Spider-Force issue 2. This is a $3.99 book, and basically what happens is Kane gets a bunch of different Spider people, which is Spider-Kid, which is a debut of him. We get Jessica Drew in there. Who else do we have in there also? We have an introduction to Astro Spider, who's in there also. And I feel like I'm missing somebody else, and I can't. My mind is shot, and I can't think of who it is. But they go on this mission, and Kane is basically saying, come on, we got to stop the sister of the inheritors, and we can't let them resurrect their father, and we can't let them get back in control. So they're like the main team here trying to stop everything. And at the end of the last issue, we got to see Astro Spider, you know, zap in with his gun. And so now we're going to get the first, I guess, full issue of Astro Spider in here, where he comes from, how he's involved with this whole thing. Why is he on this world to begin with? How did he get here? And so that's what I'm looking forward to. To me, there's much more story in Spider-Force than there is in Spider-Geddon. I'm really interested in that, and looking forward to it. So Spider-Force is my number 4. All right. So going on to my number 3 most anticipated comic of the week, and that goes to Teen Titans issue 24. This is a $3.99 book. This is quite interesting because we're going to get the revelation of who's been mentoring Damian, which I thought it was Jason Todd, because they were working together on certain elements, but maybe there's someone else that's working with Damian as well, feeding him information. And then we're going to find out that there's actually a traitor amongst this group. And who is that going to be? Is it going to be Amico? Is it going to be Roundhouse? Is it going to be Crush? Is it going... Who else is in there? Kid Flash or Flash? Like, who could be the actual traitor amongst this group? I don't know who it could be. So this has me very intrigued. And if there's a series that's kind of most improved this year, I got to give it to Teen Titans. It's an awesome series. I have a lot of fun writing it. The artwork is, or reading it, sorry. The artwork is phenomenal in it. And I just find myself on one of the top comics to read each week when I get my pile of books. So that's Teen Titans issue 24. All right. So we're going to move on now to my number 2 most anticipated comic of the week. And it goes to Marvel Knights issue 2, or Marvel Knights 20th issue 2. This book is $3.99 as well. And the first issue, I didn't know what to expect from Marvel Knights. I've never read the series before, ever. Okay? I've read a couple, like a few issues here and there. But I never got the gist of what really Marvel Knights was. And so here in issue 1, you see Matt Murdock, who's completely lost. He has no idea what's going on. He has his hand on this gravestone. And he finds out that Karen Page is dead. He doesn't know who he is. He runs into an officer who is the Punisher. And then all of a sudden, he's starting to wake up. Just like some of these other heroes that Punisher was trying to wake up as well. And there's a villain out there that's putting all these heroes to sleep, and they don't know where they are. And this book is also written by Donny Gates, and it just was phenomenal. And the artwork was gorgeous, because you just felt the agony and the pain of Matt Murdock in this book. You just didn't know. He was going through so much. He was lost. He felt lost to the world. The world was blind to him. As he's blind to the world was blind to him, and he did not know what to do. He has not felt like this in forever, and it was an amazing introduction to the first issue of this. And so I cannot wait to see what happens going forward. The villains involved in this are Kingpin and also Doctor Doom. So what is their story going forward as well? All right, so moving on to my number 1 most anticipated comics of the week. And I'm not sure how many of you guys actually knew this was coming out. And I didn't know this until my good friend over on Comic Frontline, Brant Fowler, mentions about GoBots. I'm like, what? I'm like, GoBots? So GoBots number 1 is my most anticipated comic of the week. I hated GoBots as a kid. I couldn't stand them. Cheap-ass ripoff off of Transformers. I hated how they dumbed down the characters to make it so kid-friendly. I hated Scooter. Psykill, it's like, you named this dude Psykill. Like, that means killing people, right? And you expose that to kids, but then you have a Scooter that goes around and it's like this little cartoon character. And I hated the toys. You would transform them and they would freaking break. I would have my Transformers blow them up. I hated this. But for a comic book, this could be cool. It's very interesting. I'm very interested to see how the writer is going to write the GoBots here. Are they going to make them a little bit more serious, or are they not going to make it so kiddie? You know, I mean, you're going to have Leader One in this. You're going to have Psykill, which is the 2 leaders of the good guys and bad guys. You're going to have Scooter, which I don't care less about him. Turbo, which he was pretty cool in there too. And so you're going to have all those main characters. And I'm just very interested to see the direction that they take the GoBots in. Is it going to be as bad as that craptacular cartoon back in the day that competed against Transformers? So, there you guys have it. There are my most anticipated comics of the week. Now it's your turn in the comments below to tell me what are your most anticipated comics, which books you're most looking forward to. And fans, hopefully you enjoyed this episode. And as always, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to hit that notification button so you don't miss a single video from me. And until that next comic book review, this is Mike Spider Slayer signing off. Thanks for watching, guys. Take care. Bye.